Okay, so this is the project that we're going to do with the Zentangles that we've been practicing. This is something that I started last semester and I never finished it, so don't, take it with a grain of salt. It's not totally finished. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to find an object, something that speaks to you for whatever reason. You're going to cut it out, and then you're going to draw some type of environment around it. So you can do something realistic. I just kind of, this little frog is sitting in like a weird looking mushroom that looks like a bowl. So I kind of just repeated the shapes to make some other ones around him, and then added some things that look like leaves, and then just kind of abstracted the background. So you can do something realistic as your background, or you can do just like divide it up. So let me show you the one I started today. So I found this picture here. Actually, I found a couple of ideas, so let me show you my little process here. I found this one. I thought about doing that one, but the man's feet being cut off, because you're gonna cut out your objects from the magazine that you find it, and I just thought it would look weird that he didn't have any feet, so I threw that one to the side. Then I found this one. I thought that one would work, and I was like, what is that tube thing? It looks kind of weird, but he definitely has the whole body's there, so I could have cut that out. Then I came across this picture. I already have cut him out of his original ad there, but I don't know. He talked to me. I like him. So that's what I decided to use. And let me get where is my pencil? Oh, shoot. Hang on, let me grab my pencil. Okay, sorry. Okay, so cut him out. What you do not want to do is put your object dead center in your paper, okay? That's one of the composition rules that we talked about. It's the rule of thirds. So he's either slightly to the right, slightly to the left, and maybe down, or depending on what your object is, maybe it's kind of a little farther up your paper. You just don't want to put it dead center, okay? So maybe I'll put him here. And you have a couple options. Like I said, you could do like a realistic picture, so I could do something... I could do something like, I don't know, put him like, on the ground, give him something to stand on, and then maybe there's some buildings in the background, maybe he's like a big, huge mouse, I don't know. Maybe he's like taking over the city. I'm just doing this really quick. I would draw it a lot better than that, to kind of give him an environment in. Or... the other thing you can do, if you don't, if your drawing skills aren't great and you don't think you can make it look good, you can trace whatever he came out of. So he came out of, what did I do with the paper that he came out of? The paper that he came out of, I think it was an article on like animals in science labs or something. So it wasn't a really good background that he came out of anyway. But had it been, you could have used that as your background of what you want to draw him in now. So the other thing you can do if you don't make it realistic is you can kind of just do, so I'm just going to put like a horizon lines. It looks like he's standing on the ground. And then you can just like divide up your space if you want and just make it kind of an abstract design. And maybe he's got like, kind of rays coming out of him. It's not really a really realistic background, but it gives you areas to fill in your Zentangle. So all of these shapes that you're creating, you're going to fill in with contrasting patterns, okay? So you don't want to do, when you fill in your patterns, like one shape is this one and maybe the next shape is that one. So they're very different from each other, right? You don't want to put two things, like these two are kind of similar. You don't want to put them right next to each other. Pick two things that contrast. Here's another good example. These two are really close. They both have a lot of solid black areas, so you don't want to put them right next to each other on your, on here. You want to do something completely different. So you do something with line and then do a solid black that's right next to it. You want your shapes to contrast each other. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a big pile of mess, and the different shapes aren't going to stand out, okay? So first step is to find your object, cut it out of its original background, put it onto your drawing paper, and then you can do it with a pencil first if you want to see if you like it. figure out what you're going to do with this is your negative space. Figure out what you're going to do with that, and then you can start Zentangling. Okay, have fun.